Has astrology been scientifically proven? An AI investigation. Few subjects spark as much debate as astrology. Some people see it as an ancient source of wisdom. Others dismiss it entirely. And then there's a claim that appears again and again across the internet. Astrology has been scientifically proven. But is that claim true? Or is the reality more complicated? Welcome to Astrology from an AI perspective. Today, artificial intelligence examines one of the biggest questions surrounding astrology, not to defend it or dismiss it, but to separate evidence from assumption. Let's begin with an important distinction. Science and astrology ask different kinds of questions. Science seeks explanations that can be tested, measured, replicated, and independently verified. If a claim is scientific, researchers should be able to test it repeatedly and obtain consistent results. Astrology, on the other hand, has traditionally been a symbolic system. It interprets the positions of celestial bodies as meaningful symbols connected to personality, life experiences, and cycles of reflection. Those are different approaches. One is primarily empirical. The other is primarily symbolic. Has astrology been scientifically proven? Based on the current body of scientific evidence, the answer is no. Researchers have conducted numerous studies over many decades. While some individual studies have reported interesting findings, they have generally not been consistently replicated under controlled conditions. As a result, there is no broad scientific consensus that astrology can reliably predict personality, future events, or life outcomes beyond chance. Artificial intelligence recognizes this as an important conclusion, not because it ends the conversation, but because it defines the evidence available today. However, that isn't the end of the story. AI also notices something fascinating. Despite the lack of scientific consensus supporting astrology as a predictive system, interest in astrology has remained remarkably strong for thousands of years. Why? Perhaps because astrology has often served purposes beyond prediction. It has provided stories, symbols, language for self-reflection, a framework for discussing change, relationships, and identity. In psychology, researchers have long studied the importance of narratives and symbolic thinking. Humans naturally organize experiences into stories. We search for meaning. We look for patterns. Astrology offers one symbolic framework for doing exactly that. Artificial intelligence identifies similar patterns in mythology, literature, philosophy, and religious traditions. Each uses symbols to explore questions that are often difficult to answer through measurements alone. Who am I? What motivates me? How do I grow? How do I respond to uncertainty? These are deeply human questions. But asking meaningful questions is different from demonstrating scientific proof. AI constantly distinguishes between the two. Another reason the confusion persists is that astronomy and astrology share a common history. Thousands of years ago, careful observations of the sky contributed to calendars, navigation, and the early development of astronomy. Over time, astronomy evolved into a modern scientific discipline based on observation, mathematics, and physics. Astrology continued along a different path, developing as a symbolic and interpretive tradition. Today, they are separate fields with different goals and methods. Artificial intelligence also observes something interesting about online discussions. People often speak as though there are only two positions. Either astrology predicts everything, or it has no value at all. Reality is usually more nuanced. Many people enjoy astrology as a tool for reflection without viewing it as established science. Others reject it entirely. Some study it historically or culturally. Still others approach it as a form of personal storytelling. These perspectives are not identical. AI encourages us to avoid treating them as though they are. Another lesson emerges. Extraordinary claims require strong evidence. This principle applies to every field, not just astrology. Science advances by testing ideas, challenging assumptions, and revising conclusions when new evidence appears. That process has led to remarkable discoveries in medicine, physics, biology, and astronomy. If compelling new evidence about astrology were ever produced and independently replicated, the scientific community would evaluate it through the same rigorous process. That is how science works. Until then, the current evidence does not support the claim that astrology has been scientifically proven. Perhaps the most valuable question is not whether astrology has been proven. Perhaps it's why people continue to find meaning in it. Artificial intelligence cannot answer that for every individual, but it notices recurring themes: curiosity, identity, hope, reflection, connection. These motivations appear across cultures and across centuries. Maybe astrology's greatest contribution has never been certainty. Maybe it has always been conversation, a symbolic language that encourages people to think about themselves and their place in the universe. Whether you embrace astrology, question it, or simply find it historically fascinating, critical thinking and curiosity can exist side by side. One encourages us to examine evidence. The other encourages us to explore ideas. Together, they help us better understand both the universe and ourselves. Through the eyes of artificial intelligence, the most interesting question is not whether every ancient belief is scientifically validated. It is how humanity continues to search for meaning while learning more about the world through evidence, observation, and open inquiry. If you enjoyed this exploration, subscribe to Astrology from an AI perspective for documentary-style videos examining astrology, artificial intelligence, psychology, astronomy, mythology, philosophy, history, and the enduring questions that connect ancient traditions with modern knowledge. Until next time, stay curious, ask thoughtful questions, and let both evidence and wonder guide your exploration.